And we're back here. We are joined with another guest this week. We're joined by our teammate from Wednesday Night Dash, Nick Warboy.
We talk a little bit of iRacing and some other upgrade type stuff, and we got a big race coming up on Sunday.
And will the Masters get mentioned during the show? Tune in and find out right now. All right, welcome to an all-new episode of FR Racing's Garage Talk. I'm DJ Flook.
I'm Eric Richardson.
And
And I'm
we are joined here. We wanted to go not by ourselves once again. So we are introducing our teammate on Wednesday Night Dash. Please welcome the driver of the number 27, currently sitting third in the standings. Please welcome Nick Warboy. Nick, welcome to the show.
how we doing, guys?
Welcome.
So you're currently sitting in third place in the standings, so carrying the team.
I am. I
Hey, I've
am.
gotten unluckier. I'd be up there too, helping out.
Hey, you
All
know,
right,
it's
he's had some bad races.
you
Very
did.
unlucky.
You had a Eric back to back into the wall. That was pretty brutal. But hey,
Hey, it happens. It's all
I had
good.
a, I had a botched qualifying, and that for Nashville, I had a botched qualifying, started like 17th, 16th or 17th, and then three cars just plow into each other on lap one. I'm like, thank you, I'll take those three spots right away. So it was I was looking up from there.
Kind of carrying that league momentum. Didn't you win a championship in another league at the end of last year?
I did.
That memorable, huh?
Actually, it took me a minute. I'm like, did I? I did. No, so I also race Monday, Tuesday with Go Fast Inside Free League just for fun. And we were doing the next gen cars. It was their season 3, and I ended up taking the championship and the final race win.
I remember watching that. That was a fun race to watch.
Yeah, it
Oh
was.
yeah.
It's
Kind of
good
chaotic at
company.
the end, if I remember right.
Oh, maybe in the back. I mean, I don't know.
You were up front. The rest of it was
I
Yeah,
was running
we're
for my life.
it was Texas was the Cup finale, wasn't it?
Yep, Texas
Man,
was the Cup finale.
if you can't tell, I am loaded up on cold medicine right now. Eric,
Ah,
did
that's
you like
fine.
my intro for the Wednesday Night Dash preview video this week
yeah,
where
I
I
was
went,
trying to figure out who was talking there for the first like 10 times I listened to. I'm like, who is this? Like, what is going on?
yeah, at the beginning, like voiceover guy has the cold, so here goes nothing.
Yeah, you had your cold medicine. I have mine.
Yeah, that's why I'm just with the water tonight. No alcohol. So
Gotta have the Werners, man.
got to give the liver a break every once in a while. Yeah, man, that liver's pushing 40. It's holding up well. So
Yeah. Well, I'm not a big drinker, but hey, 26, I'm still doing all right.
it's making me feel old.
Yeah, it's crazy. We have kids in our league. What is going on here?
I'm not no child. Excuse me.
I was in high school when you were born. Come on now.
And I pay my own bills, all right? Look.
All I know is that I am turning 40 this year, and I am prepared to do the Mike Gundy "I'm a man, I'm 40" speech. So that's like the only thing I'm looking forward to. And then after that's like, all right,
I stopped
downhill
Gotta
from
counting.
have that.
So, Nick, you're actually older than I am.
Oh, what?
I got to 25. I stopped counting. I didn't do anything I need. Rent a car. There's no point anymore.
yeah. It's
Fair
like
enough. Fair
the
enough.
alcohol came at 21, the rental car came at 25.
Gamble already.
Yeah, it's just like
Nothing else to look forward to.
it's just downhill from here. It's just creaky back and hips and knees and uh cameras for colonoscopies and it's just
Look,
downhill
look,
from
we
there.
don't have to get that far yet, all right? I already got the creaky knees and the bad hip, all right? I want to leave it there for right now.
We're close enough now to the midlife crisis that we'll just go out, find the money, and get our car for the
I
500.
I am in I have hit midlife crisis already, and uh I'm getting criticized at home about it. And it's like when guys hit their midlife crisis, like 9 out of 10 of them do something with a car. They either buy a car they can't afford, they buy a car that they have no reason to own, or they just turn into a car guy. And that makes up that pretty much covers most everyone, I think. And I have taken on the car guy role because
Why not?
I my manager says that I can't buy any fun cars because it's not family appropriate.
I still want to get a group of drivers from IRWS and W&D, find a track, and do the 24 hours of lemons.
Uh,
Yes.
that would be a lot of fun. The other one is that kart race at Daytona on the road course.
Yes,
I
one of
haven't
those
heard of
two
that
things
one.
would be fun.
I was somebody told me, might have been Lucas, said it was only like to rent the cart is only like $1,300 for the weekend or something like that. I mean, there's obviously other expenses, but that's less than I thought it would be if that pricing was accurate. And if I, Lucas, it wasn't you, said I apologize for putting words in your mouth. But
If that's the price, that's totally worth it. I would
yeah,
do
I know. Like,
it.
I would totally be on a plane to Daytona. It's like last year was on like December 30th or something like that. So it's like you're doing you're spending your new year in Daytona, in Florida, and you're driving carts, around the famed road course, and I don't know. It seems like that would be a lot of fun.
Hey, give it a little bit of time and you'll have a free place to stay.
Just gonna get me kicked out of the house. I may have to permanently move in if that happens, but we'll see.
It's all right.
All right. So Nick, how long have you been in on the iRacing platform?
Coming up to, I want to say 2 years, April.
Okay, 2 years. You've made tremendous
2 years,
progress
April.
in 2 years. That's way
Oh,
farther along than I was at 2 years.
Do you
you should see
mostly
when I
stick in
started, man.
the do you stick mostly with the next gens or like the NASCAR series, or do you kind of mix around? I know
Um,
once we raced in Indy cars in the same race.
I dabble, I will say. Um, I actually, surprisingly, I have my A class license for Formula cars. Um, don't know how I got that. Don't want to know how I got it, but whatever. I do a bunch of oval, but I do also run the uh endurance races. I'm a big endurance guy also. I just did the 24 hours of Daytona with another group that I ran with when I was on PlayStation actually. Um we ran a league on there for Gran Turismo 7
Ah, okay, that was
and
PSP. So you're a GT set. You're a GT7 convert.
I'm a GT guy, yeah. Um but I came from there with a wheel. It was a T80, no force feedback, god awful. And then ordered my PC, got my wheel in before my PC. My PC took about 2 months. Got that in, got iRacing. I want to say 4 months later. Ended up on iRacing. Now 2 years later, um, dabble with anything from the Cup car down to Arca. I jump in Legends every once in a while on occasion.
Why do you do
I
that to
do
yourself?
because I just outrun them.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
I
It's
mean,
just
eventually you
there.
catch them again, but
Well, yeah, but then I just
They've
work
taken
around them.
themselves out by that point.
yeah, that's true.
It, yeah, and then I ran the endurance races. I ran majority of them last year. I ran the 24-hour last year, the 12-hour Sebring, 12-hour Bathurst. Ran the 500, the Daytona 500, and the Bristol 500. I want to say all last year. So I dabble in quite a bit.
I think it is fun to mix it up. I do a lot of IndyCar, I think, as most of our listeners know at this point.
Yeah.
Evidence here. It is fun
Yeah.
to get out into the others and jumping into the endurance races. I still just have to get better at road racing. I'm terrible.
Gotta get those pedals working for you. That's
Yes.
it. Once you get used to them, it's gonna change your life. I guarantee it. So,
And
um,
speaking of getting upgrades, you got your Logitech Pros shipped out.
as I gave up my Logitech Pros. I almost gave up on my P2000s, and then I gave my
Oh,
P2000s one more chance, and then I realized how dumb I was and was just not using them correctly. Like, ah, I've like caused 2 years of just stalling development because I'm an idiot and couldn't figure out how to set up the brake properly. And um, yeah, like I basically wasted almost 2 years on those pedals, and then I realized like I almost sold them, and I'm like, I'm gonna give them one more try. The old control box on the P2000s was pretty bad. The new one with that's integrated with the haptic sensors is much better. I think that was the original reason why I pulled them aside is because I broke that control box, and I was just like,
oh,
whatever, I'll just throw them. The old one didn't have a separate power supply; it was just powered off of USB, and then you had to take a grounding cable and like ground it to your rig frame to
oh no.
or like ground it to like one of the screws on the pedal. And so many people had so many problems with it, and the thing failed after like a year and a half. And I'm just like, you're like, oh,
That
get
sounds god awful.
up. They
That just
sent me
seems like
the
a mistake.
yeah, it was a bad design, but they needed to update it. So this one has a dedicated power supply for that because they obviously need it for the haptics, but much better design. Now I figured out how to properly set up the brake, and I'm like, oh wow, I actually can control this brake now. And now I'm trying to undo 2 years of bad habit, and like I'm like stomping on this. I'm like, I'm getting like nothing on here. I feel like have to do like a leg workout before I use this thing, and realized I was just an idiot. So hey, what's new?
Want to talk about wheels? I got a nice Thrustmaster T150 I'm rocking on still after 2 years.
T150.
T150.
Wow.
So the original pedals, the two pedal plastic pedals that it
Yeah.
came with, I was running the Winter Derby 87s at Martinsville, and my brake pedal went out. The
Ooh.
wire, the wire strip. And luckily, it was under caution when it happened because I went to go hit the brake and there were no brakes. So I had to,
Somebody literally cut the brakes.
I switched to my Xbox controller actually and finished the race on my Xbox controller
Oh,
that I
geez.
have.
That's
That was
impressive.
that was not fun. Oh, it was not good.
There was a
Rest of the
guy
race.
on there was a guy that we found on Instagram. Like he stopped posting a long time ago, but he would do races with a PlayStation controller on iRacing. And he
I
was
know
really good too. It was crazy how good he was.
there's a guy that runs in the GFI series that runs strictly on controller, and he's good.
Once you
Like,
figure it out, it is
oh yeah,
possible, but
Yeah, it's so
it's wild.
weird setup because when we were waiting for when Eric and I first signed up, we were using controller. Well, at least I was. You were too, weren't you?
Yeah, it was for a little while.
We did not go into any races, official or unofficial. It was just test sessions. But like, you
yeah.
just see like on the screen, you get in and you're just like trying to use the
It's
dual
just so
shock.
awkward.
Yeah, I
Oh
had to
man, good
shift
stuff.
the throttle and the brake from just the X and square to actual triggers.
Yeah, I was using
Like,
like the
wait, this
triggers.
will work better.
I'm like, this
Oh,
is
oh,
stupid. Like, please hurry up, wheel. And
I actually have some throttle control now. Once you switch to that trigger, and with the Xbox control, it's got haptic feedback on the triggers, so it's real nice. Just feel a little bit of that brake ABS pressure.
did Go Fast Inside? I know they were broadcasting a few of the races. Are they broadcasting everything now?
Um, I think so this upcoming season we're running the full NASCAR Cup schedule.
Oh wow.
All the
In
races
order, all
in order. They race Sunday, we race Monday. That's how it's running.
Ooh.
Um, quarter of the laps. So like 500 will be 50 laps, or no, less than a quarter of the laps. But yeah, it'll be 50 laps for the our
I feel like that'd
Daytona
be pretty
race.
similar to our series.
yeah, that's
Maybe a little
Um,
under.
they just don't do stages. They'll do cautions, but they don't do stages. I think that's the only difference. And they'll run the green flag pit stops for all the races, cautions all races, but no fast repairs from
Oh,
what I've gathered this upcoming
that
season.
that would
Yeah.
have changed some things up tonight had we had no fast repairs enabled. That
Oh yeah,
there was
would have been
some
a way different finishing order.
yeah, there would have been some rough moments for some people that finished in the top eight that I don't think would have otherwise had they not had a fast repair early on.
Yeah.
Oh man. Do you remember how you found the league in the first place? Our
Um,
league?
your league,
Yeah.
I was scrolling on Instagram and it
Yes,
came
it
up as
worked.
sponsored.
Yeah, all
I'm
right.
like,
I
huh,
feel I feel
this looks
justified.
interesting. Let me click on this. Oh,
It,
oh, this looks cool. Let me jump in
yes.
here and see what
All
this is
right.
about.
Advertising works.
It's fun to hear you found us that way. And was actually talking to another driver last night. They found us on YouTube Shorts.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just like we talk about this a lot, but just early on when we first started and first started broadcasting, it would be like my mom and like a few other people would be tuning in and watching, and that would be it.
Yeah,
And then we're seeing like over 100 people tune in and some races. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, at first we were happy if we hit 10 people watching. Like,
it's
well, we had
crazy.
10.
We got 10, and now we're like, we got 160 this time. What the heck?
How many years have you been doing this?
Let's see. It would have been March 2022, so we're coming up on th three
3
full
years.
years. Yeah.
There you go. Oh yeah, 3 years. A lot can happen in 3 years, clearly.
I mean,
Now
it
we're up
was
to a
it
what?
was because you joined in
Was
Truck
the
that
truck
series
series
trucks?
last summer. Yeah.
truck series last summer. Yep.
That was when it clicked. Like you came in right when it clicked because we had like because like John Miles brought him Lane uh and
Jack.
Jax in
Yeah.
the previous season, and Dawson, who they didn't know each other at the time, uh, came in at the same time, and then they kind of banded together. And yeah, then when like you came in the summer, that's when everything just like clicked, and we're like, we're pushing 20 people now for our truck season. Like, we're what the heck? Like, I mean, this is great. Like, it just clicked over the summer last summer, and it's just been running ever since, which is awesome. And just
Now it's like not to take people from the other league that are running, because I like that league. I mean, there's some people that are very, very, very questionable. Not to hate on them, but every league's gonna have those very questionable people.
yeah, of course.
But I have told like I have a team on there. We're called Misfit Racing, and I've told some of them, hey, I run this Wednesday night league. If you want, it's like a $40 buy-in for the 10 race season, and that's it. You just pay the $40 for the 10 races. That's it. You know, you'll get your car number.
You
You talk with them.
mentioned the prize pool. You
I
get
did
that?
mention I
Okay.
did mention there is a prize pool.
Yeah, we're
Top
not
five, top five gets, a certain amount, and then at the end of the season, you can either cash that out or you can extend it into next season to help pay for that 40. And some of them were interested, but because we had that 22 limit this
Oh
season,
yeah, yeah. That we actually capped it for the first time ever. See, the other thing too is occasionally we get people like balking on our. They're like $40. Like, yeah, we got a prize pool. Like all the money that's outside of the broadcast fee goes back into the prize pool. Minus a few administrative costs and stuff for
yeah,
transferring stuff around. And like, we're not making a cent on this. It's all going back into the league to make it better. And yeah, people balk at the cost. Like, you guys are nuts if you think people are going to do this. Like, well, we found people. It took a while, but it too helps that like if you don't charge for a league, then like anybody, I'm not saying like that's a bad method because it's not. Like, it can be done right, but
yeah,
adding a financial barrier to it is going to make somebody think twice about entering if they aren't sure, or if they think they're not maybe not be good enough, or that they're going to
Right.
just come in and get fleeced out of their money. It also helps too. Like we really haven't had any troll issues because, like, you're in a free league, somebody could come in and just ruin a race for no
Right.
reason at
Just
all.
be in
Like,
there to wreak havoc.
yeah, yeah. And because there's like money on the line, it creates that mindset that, like, hey, I've got something to play for here. So
Right.
it's not for everybody, but I think, even though it took a long time for us to build that up, I think it made a difference as far as the level of racing and just the improvement and the quality. And the people keep coming back time after time after time. Like, Colton, Hunter, Mark Vickers. These guys have been around
Yeah.
almost since Mark's been around since the beginning. Colton
Yeah.
came in right at the end of that first season. Hunter joined midway, or early on in the second truck season in 2022. Um, a lot of these, Brian McKinney had a schedule issue, had to sit out this time around, but he's been with us since the ARCA season in 2022. It's just like these guys, like they keep coming back over and over again. So it's like, okay, it's not perfect, but we're doing something right.
Right.
Yeah, it's not
It's com
just a one season done for most of them.
I mean,
yeah, it seems
there's some names that you'll go through and you'll see like it wasn't for them. They picked up and left, or they thought they would come in and fleece everybody out of their money and realize, oh wait, these guys are like way better than I am, and
right.
it just it's
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 competitive fun.
it is,
Hmm.
and we've had to adapt. Like originally when we started this league, we called it a developmental league, beginners welcome, and it's just like what we did in 22 is not what we're doing today, and I don't see a reason to ever have to go back to that again. Like we're just, we've got a crew, we've got, or people keep coming back time after time. We're gonna keep it going. And if
Mm.
we bump up the iRating limits, we bump up the skill, the minimum requirements to get in, so be it. We're not desperate to try to fill out the league. I mean, we may have like two openings at most each season.
Yeah.
There's worse things I can spend $40 on over the course of 3 months.
Oh yeah. I
Yes.
mean, it's like, yeah, it's like 2 bottles of Crown Royal.
Two bottles, where are you buying the little ones? Come on now.
No, the handle, or the regular handles, those are like $20 a piece, aren't they? Thought that's what I was paying for them.
It's been a while.
Hey
Not
man,
a big
there's nothing
drinker. I wouldn't know.
like, you live basically in Canada. Like you should be saluting Crown Royal. It's like your official drink.
I can be in
No,
Canada in 5 minutes.
I'm more
Uh,
of a Jack Daniels guy though.
do, do Canadians actually drink Crown Royal, or is that one of those things like Australians with Fosters, where they're just like, no, that's gross.
Um, Not 100% sure, but I see Labatt everywhere.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, he's up there. He's in the UP.
I'm
did
one
I
of the
did I,
Yoopers.
did I ever tell you when the day I turned 21, I went in the Souplies on Boulevard right by the country club. You know what I'm talking about, Eric?
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
been in that one.
So I went into that Souplies on my 21st birthday, and I go to the back, and I was a big hockey guy back then, advertising for Labatt. So I buy a 6 pack of Labatt, and I walk up to the counter with my brand new 21-year-old license, hand it to the clerk, and she looks down and she looks back up at me, and she's like, "So let me get this straight. Today is your 21st birthday, and the first beer you're buying is Labatt. How many years have you been drinking?" And I said, no comment, but I'm legal now. So that's all that matters.
You don't want to know.
She's like, Labatt goes, you go get Bud Light or Coors Light or something like that. You're getting Labatt on your 21st birthday?
Yeah, that stuff is just water anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. And Molson Canadian. I haven't had that in a long time. You can't get that down here for some reason. Well, I think I know the reason, but
If I bring the alcohol back, I have to go through duty free, so I just make my stop at Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons.
Get some
Actually,
Timbits.
we get Tim Hortons, their K cups are actually really cheap on Amazon. So like we rotate our K cup supply. So right now we're on Tim Hortons right now, and it's actually pretty good for a K cup coffee. I'm
I'll have to
surprised.
look into it.
But yeah, that's what we have it on subscribe and save. So we get a box of Tim Hortons K cups every month on the first month.
I like it.
It's good stuff. Tim
Nice.
Hortons. Shout out to Tim Hortons. All right, so the NASCAR season is officially here. Well, if you're watching this, last night was the duels, and since we're recording on Wednesday night, we don't know who won.
I've already seen the script. I know who wins.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
is it a Hendrick
Pagano.
car?
I can't spoil it yet.
Yeah, yeah. It's an odd year. It's an odd year. Remember, Pagano is it's an off year for him. Um, Crazy that what is it going to be like 9 cars that are non-chartered will be going for like 4 spots.
Yep.
And by the time you see this, we'll know who those 4 will be. But there's a big
So
asterisk there.
we do know who 2 of them are currently.
But
At least I do.
Helio is guaranteed in, and did I see Jimmy Johnson is guaranteed in already?
Nope. It
I thought I
is
saw that.
Truex and Jimmy Johnson are guaranteed in on speed. They
Oh,
qualified their way in.
okay. I missed that then.
I
I
saw that, but I couldn't
watched
remember
I
names.
watched qualifying earlier.
So Castroneves, good. You're here to inform the listeners because I didn't watch it. So Castroneves is going to be in the race regardless if he qualifies or if he gets in with this new, what was it called again? The celebrity provision crap.
Basically, a
I have no
celebrity from
idea.
another league.
Yeah, the celebrity who had a positive impact, major positive impact on another series. Yeah, if he doesn't qualify, so he'll be the 41st car in the field, and he won't get any prize money, but he'll at least be in the field.
Yeah. We just gotta see the other 2 cars that get in
So you got like
from the 2
JJ
duels.
Yaley in the 44. I'm not feeling good about that. That ride usually is a little off. Who else you got? BJ McLeod will be in the 78.
Yep.
Chandler Smith, I think, is in the 66, and
I think
Anthony
that's right.
Alfredo in the 62, trying to qualify their
Yep.
way in.
Justin
Brutal.
Allgaier in
Oh,
the
Allgaier
number
in the 40, of
40.
course. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Looking to see that car do good in the I think he's gonna be I want to say he's gonna be in the first duel.
Yeah, he's in the first. I have the lineup right here.
It's
Oh, here
kind
he
of
goes.
crazy that like as good as Allgaier has been in the Xfinity series, that he really never had a legit chance in Cup.
He never really raced in Cup
No, he didn't, but he
either.
never got that opportunity either. Like his couple
No.
of opportunities, I mean, he had that fill in last year, but before that,
Now
it's
you
just
got now you got Junior Field in a car over here for the 500. First car. Never saw that coming from a mile away until they
I
started
actually got
really
Corey
talking about it.
LaJoy in a non-charter
Oh,
ride
that's
too.
right. Yeah,
Yep.
that's right. The 01. He'll be
And
stacking
Kesh
his
Neves, he's
pennies.
in the 91. Project 91.
Project 91. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a lot of fun this year. I'm looking forward to
Oh yeah.
Daytona.
The duels are going to be intense with how many cars are trying to fight their way in.
And there's gonna be some desperation moves towards the end. That will
Oh
be
yeah.
very interesting.
Be interesting to see how many wreck cars are getting fixed on Friday.
Yeah. But yeah, we've got what do we got? Trucks Friday night, ARCA Saturday morning, Xfinity
Xfinity.
Saturday afternoon, Cup on the Sunday. So we got
Yep.
a busy
Full
weekend
schedule.
of NASCAR coming up at the World Center of Racing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun season.
All right, so let's do predictions that we can go back and laugh at. Who's your championship for? So
No,
we'll
we
put
weren't
Nick on the
terrible
spot as the
last
guest.
year. You had three and I had
Put me
two.
on the spot. All right. Let's see. We'll say just because he had it last year and he's three-time, we'll say Logano because he doesn't really miss those. We'll say Blaney is going to go back. I think Elliott's going to have a breakout year. I think he's got some mojo back. And Byron. I
Hey,
think Larson's going to set out this year.
you're gonna go somewhat heavy on the Hendrick cars.
Two Hendrick, one Penske. Oh, two Penske. Blaney and Logano.
You got a Penske Hendrick. All right, Eric, you want to go next, or you want me to give me my?
Yeah, I got it. And just for proof, I have it written down already here.
Oh, I've got mine figured out.
I'm gonna go Larson. I think he's gonna figure out how to get through this time. Then gonna go Brian Blaney. He's figured out the
Oh, God,
system.
we're gonna have the same four.
Get back in. We'll see here. I think Chris Bell's gonna be best of the Joe Gibbs cars.
Hamlin's gonna miss
So
out.
yeah, I think Hamlin's got too much going on with other stuff, and they're maybe looking at dumping him. So that's gonna be a mess. And then
Please don't.
I'm wearing the hat.
Oh, we're not gonna
Oh,
go four
yeah.
for four then.
I think Byron's gonna get back again. This time without the help of the moving red block at Martinsville.
All right. So for my predictions, I think Christopher Bell is gonna make it into the four because of just how close he was last year and just how that ended for him. I think there's a chip on his shoulder. I'm gonna go ahead and say Tyler Reddick actually will be my second pick for the last four. And then I've been torn on this pick, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Larson for three. And then for my last four, or for my fourth one, actually, I was back and forth, and I said I can't leave out a Penske driver here, so I actually am gonna go with Ryan Blaney as my fourth. Because I would pick Logano, but it is an odd year. So this 26, I would definitely be picking Logano.
Yeah, I just don't know what Hamlin is going to look like with JGR and some maybe question marks there, and what the 2311 is
He got the
looking like.
he got the lawsuit, you got his ownership in there. I mean, I know, like we know for a fact that 2311 is buying parts from Gibbs. When we gave away that Reddick uh, sheet metal piece from last year, it had a JGR inventory stamp on the inside of it.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
yeah. Like they're buying parts from JGR and I have proof of it. There was a sticker on the inside of it with the inventory part number.
oh man.
And with the
So,
numbers and stuff, I don't know if some of the teams like Trackhouse and RCR can get up there.
but yeah, it's I don't know. I think there's a lot of drivers that could make it into Chase Elliott could have a bounce back year.
It'd be
Maybe
fun
look
to see a season where you had 17 winners again.
that was wild. I don't think that's going to happen.
You never know.
Unfortunately.
I mean,
But we'll see.
So
with how tight the field's getting.
what's more likely to happen? 17 winners or a decent race at Phoenix?
17 winners, 100%.
There's my 1,200 to 1 bet for the year.
Oh yeah, I'm just that option tire. I think they're just like throwing at the wall and just seeing what sticks. Like no pun in. I guess that's pretty funny actually, but um yeah, that'll be interesting. But I'll be there for it. I'm taking the kids to the cup race. I have to I gotta prepare myself mentally for that, dealing with my kids. It's bad enough with whiny kids at an Xfinity race. It's gonna be that much worse with whiny kids at a cup race with the stands full. So
Yes.
Oh,
And louder.
and louder. Yeah. But they need the intensity. They need to hear the intensity of a full stands with all the cup cars roaring by. So
oh
It'll
yeah.
be fun.
you got
Got
a
to.
perfect look at the dog leg so we can watch the 8 wide on lap 1.
Watch
Make
Ty
sure you get
Gibbs
that
eat the
on
wall.
film.
Oh, I always take lap 1. just that'll be something. Maybe, hopefully.
Watch Ty Gibbs tag the wall.
Had a Ty Gibbs conversation last week's show. And then on top of that, we have Riley Herbst in the show this year.
Oh
And
yeah.
he's man, he has improved so much in the last couple of years. And I just remember seeing him at Phoenix in the Xfinity Series in 2022, I think. And he just like plowed into the turn three wall. And I was like, what is this guy doing? Like, but man,
He's
he's
picking
really
up.
come around a lot.
Oh yeah.
He's got the monster sponsorship.
Can't go wrong.
So we got the twins cars out there. Got it.
The sponsorship, though, it's becoming an interesting issue for not just NASCAR, but for auto racing in general. And
The money's just getting too big.
it's the money. The money's too big, and it's almost like if you don't bring your own sponsor, you're kind of hosed. Like look at Denny Hamlin. Losing FedEx, who was been with him
It's
forever.
a long time sponsor.
Long, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kyle Busch just lost M&M's a couple years ago. There's rumors M&M may come back. Um,
Hmm.
Who is it? A truck driver literally just lost his ride this week
yeah,
because the sponsor
Christian
backed out.
Rose. Yeah, they had to bump him out because their sponsor backed out last minute, and they brought in another driver who basically bring your own sponsor. And it's like if you're not from a wealthy family, or bring your own sponsor, you're kind of hosed. I mean, if
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin can't have open white space on his side of his hauler, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's crazy what it's doing.
I mean, could you imagine though if you didn't have Michael Jordan at 2311? You have McDonald's over there, and that was totally a Michael Jordan thing.
The 2311 would have been gone already. Hamlin
Yeah,
would have backed out, and
Oh, 100%.
I
the
get it. I can't do this.
the Jordan brand is what is keeping that going, and the Jordan brand may slap NASCAR around a little, which is hilarious. I hope they do.
The Jordan brand is,
Way bigger than you.
and in reality, it's probably not that much smaller than NASCAR itself.
I think it might actually be bigger. I mean, from an okay,
NASCAR is massive, but
maybe not a dollar standpoint, but from a global recognition, I think Jordan's bigger.
Air Jordan is probably one of the most recognizable brands in the world.
Yeah. And the thing is, you don't see NASCAR sponsoring soccer jerseys or football jerseys, but you have Air Jordan branded football jerseys and
It's on
soccer
high school
jerseys.
stuff. It's on college stuff. It's on pro. Well, pro not as much because they're stuck with Fanatics.
I mean, you got the Air Jordan, the Jordan Jumpman NBA, what do they call them? City Connect or whatever. I don't know what to call them anymore, but it's just like that brand is just everywhere with
Yep.
everything. And to think Nike was criticized for signing, Michael Jordan back when they did,
Like, what are you doing?
that worked out okay.
Just a little bit.
That was seen as an extremely risky move, and there's been movies about it over the years about it, and well, we know how that story
Yep.
went.
Yes. So NASCAR season kicks off on Sunday.
Yes,
Still got a
indeed.
couple more weeks till IndyCar.
Yep.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Big news
Uh,
out of IndyCar this week.
Doug Bowles.
Yeah, Doug
Yeah,
Bowles
Doug
stepping
Bowles,
in. Gonna be what the president of IndyCar.
president of IndyCar and
Still
president of IMS. So he's keeping
still
his old
reporting
job.
to Mark Miles,
Yeah.
but he is going to have help at IndyCar. They or not IndyCar, but at IMS. They did promote somebody else to help fill some of the gap that he's going to be leaving there. But he does a good job. It's going to be fun to see what it does.
I mean, if he could make some of that indie magic happen at somewhere else, like then they're going to be in really good shape. And the Super Bowl coverage of IndyCar was great. Yeah, Joseph Newgarden walking around New Orleans with Joey Logano.
They had equal coverage for the IndyCar Series and Daytona 500.
And people were ripping the Daytona commercials. It's like it was kind of an afterthought. And I do like though, did you see on Newgarden's social media, you got a picture with Tom Brady at the
Yeah,
Super Bowl?
and it's great. The New Garden commercial aired going into the halftime show,
Yep.
like prime viewing time.
And Andy got his book on the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
I texted him right after, I'm like, how's it feel to have your book be featured on the commercial right before Super Bowl halftime? And the
When
just emoji going,
statistically the most people are watching at that point.
so if anybody looks into it, like, what book was New Garden reading?
I'm gonna have to ask him here in a week how many books has he sold? How many you know how's his website traffic looking? I'm very curious to see if he got that Super Bowl. I hope
Yeah,
he
hopefully it
better have
bombed. I'd be
gotten
surprised if
this.
it didn't at all.
Yeah, I think Fox has done a great job so far. We'll see if it carries through the season, but see how the broadcasts go. But
Please no
uh
comic book character drivers.
when I saw them rolling out the
Too late.
comic
They
book
already did that.
characters, yes, they did it at Bowman Gray. I was just like, come
No,
on.
no, that's a Fox thing. They've already done it for the rest of the season. It's settled.
I
Helio already
know.
has one.
Oh
So
man.
so
If that's the
Erik,
worst of it, then that's okay.
yeah, okay, we'll deal with the comic book person. So cheesy. But
We get more coverage, so I'm happy.
I'm
so
not
Erik,
particularly pleased with CW.
the C Dub. Hey, it's at least it's on in like a over the air station, which it's I don't think that's gonna last long term. Uh,
Except for when I'm trying to watch it race throughout the summer, and on Saturdays they have soccer games on during the race.
no, yeah. So the the president of the CW, who was like the guy who signed all the deals to bring like the football games in and bring the Xfinity series in, abruptly left the company not that long
Oh,
ago.
That'll
So
change things up.
yeah,
that's news.
I don't think if there's a opt out for the for NASCAR's sake, hope there's not an early opt out, but sounds like unless there's some kind of shocking revelation here, I don't see this working long term because
Yeah,
it seemed like this guy put all the CW sports and it's like I don't think it's getting the return that they expected so far.
right.
Erik, real quick, Indy Racing World Series Richmond this week had a rough day.
Yeah, probably should have been a little bit more patient, but it is actually a netcode issue.
At least you can blame yours on netcode. I I hope this is the only time this ever happens, but I dropped out of the race because of vertigo.
The red and white striped wall, I
It
get it.
I think it was the wall that did it. Like I was not feeling great. I called in sick to work yesterday. I slept until noon. I was feeling okay. I'm like, I'm gonna make a run at this. And I get out there. I'm like almost a second slower than everybody else. I'm like, I just don't feel right. And we start going, and I'm like way off pace. And I'm just like, whoa. And I just go, guys, I am out. Like I'm just dizzy. And so I pull off after like 9 laps, which at Richmond is nothing. And I get up and I walk away and I'm sitting there drinking some water. And all of a sudden I see iRacing close out on me. I'm like, I didn't exit. And I'm like,
I saw
what?
you drop.
Yeah. And I'm like, what just happened here? Like, what, did my internet die again? And then I get an alert on my phone that my stupid Roomba went under the table where my modem is and got tangled in the modem cord. And when it pulled out, it unplugged my modem.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, are you kidding me? And I go downstairs, and the modem's not on the table. It's like hanging over the edge of the table, and the cord is like,
Oh,
and I'm just like, please have not like frayed my modem cable. I'm so screwed for tomorrow if that happens. And it was fine. But I I've like repositioned the cords and then I delayed the Roomba to start after our races are done. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know if
vertigo
I could
and then
have.
a Roomba issue yesterday. So that
Yeah, fun for you.
I tell you what, that red and white striped wall and those things, that was I think that was it. I think it was just a combination of not feeling well and that red and white striped wall.
At those speeds, that's a chirpy wall.
I was trying to not look at it and I just couldn't. It was tough.
And big shout out, Ian Miller wins 2 in a row.
Ooh.
I think passed with like 8 laps to go
Yeah,
on
he
Max
was.
Molina, who led the majority of the laps.
And the thing is, Max was running really well. Ian was just kind of pouncing, like he was just hanging there, and then he's like, "All right, time to go."
Yeah, I don't know if I could have challenged them, but I think I maybe could have fought there for third, definitely fourth.
Maybe I should have
Or
stayed in the
not
race
had
with
an incident.
vertigo.
I needed a caution. I almost wanted to text you like, "Hey, I need a caution. Get back out here. Wreck your car."
With pleasure.
I was joking about the phantom cautions again.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap for today. We got started a little late, but it is what it is. And Nick, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. And continued success in the Wednesday Night Dash series. And where can they find you on social media?
Nowhere,
Nowhere.
to be
Fair enough.
honest. I don't post anything anywhere. I just kind of scrounge around and see what I like. Cars, bikes, racing.
Nothing wrong with that, but at least they can tune in and watch your race on Wednesday nights. And
Yep.
GFI is
Yes.
broadcasting their races. Those are
Um,
Monday, Tuesday.
Were you streaming
uh,
tonight?
no, I was not.
Oh,
I
okay,
personally
good.
was not streaming tonight.
Okay, good. I just realized I was getting irritated at a certain driver briefly tonight and said some not so nice things. Not about the person, but yeah.
Comments were made.
Yeah, comments were made, but yeah, it's just that's the thing is like you're in a shared Discord and somebody else is streaming and it's like, oh yeah, your comments are going to be on their stream.
You think anybody watches my streams when I stream? No.
And if you're on
Everybody's in the
Twitch,
main
they'll be gone
broadcast.
in 2 weeks anyway. So
Exactly. Um, I think they do have a new broadcast team for this season. I'll have to put a link out for you guys. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But they'll have Monday. I don't know if they have Tuesday. No. They do have a Thursday and Friday night races, but I don't run those. I'm more focused on the Monday, Tuesday, and then of course our Wednesday night dash that you can find on Stadium Scene TV.
that's right. Got the plug. All right. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Enjoy Daytona this weekend. And we'll see you next week with some Daytona results.
Yeah, looking forward to Daytona. Then we got a couple weeks until IndyCar. Then not too long after that, we got Formula One starting up, and then April's coming up for the Masters. So
Yeah, you got it in.
got it. So those are coming up. So be sure to check those out and comment and share with us if you want to hear our thoughts on races or stuff that you see. Be happy to share. We may not know it, but we'll try.